Hello everyone! So today's video is a Shop My Stash monthly makeup basket, and I'm kind of crouched down here because it's really hard to kind of figure out what angle to film at in this room because there's a giant bed and then this lovely large dresser that I have my makeup in. So bear with me, we might be hopping back and forth to different angles to be able to get all of this in, but I'm gonna go ahead and start here up on top. So if you're excited to see what makeup I'm choosing to use this month, then keep watching. For the month of September, I'm deciding that I'm going to use all three of my Anastasia palettes. And so I have the Modern Renaissance palette. I bought this not quite a year ago, and I love it, but I haven't used it a ton. In the past year, my eyeshadow palette collection has kind of exploded because I knew that I was moving to Sweden pretty decently early on, and so I knew makeup is very expensive here, and so I kind of stocked up. And so I haven't, you get a new palette and you want to play with it, and then you don't end up rotating through things as much as you maybe probably could or should. So I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette along with the Subculture palette, and I'm wearing this today and I love this. I've only worn this twice because this is one that I found at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, and I'm so excited. I think the colors are so pretty, and it actually is kind of cool here in Sweden, and so I think going into fall these colors will be so much fun to play with. And then my birthday palette, kind of one of my birthday gifts to myself, was this Norvina palette, and I'm very excited to play with this too. And so I think, 4 weeks, I have 3 palettes. I think that's more than enough time to kind of play with all 3, especially when these two could play so well together. So those are the 3 eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to pull for this month. I also have some face palettes over here, and I've decided I also want to use my Anastasia cream palette. And so I really like this highlight shade a lot, and then I would actually love to see how much I can use these cream contours. I don't actually use the light ones too often. I'm kind of choosing to dip into this one more often than this one right now, but I could see myself panning this maybe one day, so I want to try to play with it as much as I can. And I'm kind of digging some lighter foundation looks, so this is nice to kind of put on first and then use a really light foundation over the top. So if there's a day that I don't feel like doing a cream contour, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this Butter London trio. It's got a shimmery bronzer, a matte bronzer, and then like a nice contour powder that's a little bit cooler in tone. Creates a good shadow. So, and then blush, I don't actually have a ton. I have 3 blush palettes. I have this BH Cosmetics one, this Laura Geller one, and then this Tarte one. And so this Tarte one is beautiful, and I think that, it has more blush than I could ever need or use. And so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with this for the month. So highlighters. I know there are 2 highlighters in here, but they're not my favorite. Highlights, I actually prefer both of these palettes, and they're also Anastasia palettes. Man, I didn't realize how much of an Anastasia fangirl I am, but I guess I need to own it. I love Gumdrop here. It's beautiful. It's like this pinky iridescent kind of highlighter, and I'm gonna wear a ton of that, especially with something like the Norvina palette. And so that's gonna be probably my everyday palette. But if there's a day that I don't really feel like wearing eyeshadow and I just want to go more simple on, like just pretty face makeup, I actually think it's really fun to wear a colorful highlight. So actually, this is my favorite from this. And actually it's so similar to the other one, but I'm gonna pull this. Now I do have 2 setting sprays here, but I have not started using this Mario Badescu one, so I'm only going to use this until it's gone, and then I'll finally open up the Mario Badescu one. So I'm going to continue to use my Ofra one. As far as mascaras go, I have 3 open right now. That is not There we go. I have a Wet n Wild Lash Primer, a L'Oreal Voluminous, and then my Urban Decay Perversion one that's pretty much almost gone. So, yeah, it's starting to get a little clumpy. So I'm going to use these 3 this month. Alright, so this is a weird angle, but this is kind of the best I can do right now. So for lashes, I actually am wearing the Lily Lashes in Havana right now. So I'm going to keep reusing them this month. And then I also have opened these 2 in previously, and so I'll just continue to wear these as well. No new lashes. For ColourPop, I think these 2 might, you know, this is a pinky, more silvery kind of reflect. I think it would go well with something like the Norvina palette. So I'm going to keep that. This is Frog by ColourPop. And then this is one of the old, I think it's discontinued now, but it's one of the Hello Kitty ones in Juicy Apple. And it's just a nice glitter top coat kind of thing. It doesn't really have a ton of color, just more glitter sparkles. So we're going to keep those 2 out to use. And just for fun also, I'm going to try to pull this green Wet n Wild. This was from the Mermaid collection. Alright, so foundation, I'm going to pull this Benefit the Professional Pore Minimizing Makeup. This will go really well with my ABH Cream Contour Kit, and I just kind of wear it over the top of that cream contour. And then this is in a Project 10 uses that I've got going on now, so I'm not trying to use it every day, but I need to finish using it 10 times. So that's going to stay out. And then I'm going to also, this is more light to medium coverage. This is the It Bye Bye Lines foundation, and I haven't really used this a ton. I got it right kind of before we left for Sweden, and so I kind of want to try it out some, so I'm going to put it out to be worn. And primers for those, they're all kind of luminous, well, except for, so this will be a good primer for the Dream Matte Mousse. And I also always have a pore filling primer out, and this is kind of the best one I have right now. So this is L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. I'm going to keep that out. And then for something a little bit more matte, this is my other Ultra Primer, and it's a matte primer. And I'm trying to kind of use as much of it as I can. I've got a really good dent in it, so I'll keep that out for the month too. I don't need any liquid highlighters, so they're going to stay here. These are also cream highlighters, and I will pull one cream highlighter. I think I'll pull Wisp by ColourPop. It's really pretty. It kind of reminds me of Becca, I think Opal. It's very pretty. I'll pull that. And then concealer, I'm going to stick with this CoverGirl Outlast. I've been using this past week and I've been liking it, so I'm going to keep using it. And I'm also going to pull a NYX dark circle corrector because I can't seem to get my sleep schedule correct, so the dark circles are very, very real. This is the eyeshadow primer that I'm using. If you can see, there's a ton of like gap in it, so I'm going to try to keep using that up. And for setting powder, I think I'm going to go with this Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I just tried it out. This was one of the powders that I bought right before we moved, and I really am liking it. So I'll pull this, and in case I want a press powder, I'll pull this CoverGirl Outlast All Day. It's just a regular press powder, nothing special. And actually, I'm not really loving it that much because for a little while it was breaking every time that I used it, but I kind of put a little bit of rubbing alcohol on it and managed to kind of push it back in there. I'm definitely going to need a black eyeliner, so I have a L'Oreal one right here, and I'm going to try to get some use out of this NYX Wonder Pencil. And lastly, for lips, I'm going to pull, this is in the Project 10 uses, and I don't wear a ton of liquid lipsticks, but this one's pretty decently comfortable, especially if I put something like this over the top. This is just a lip balm, and so I'm going to keep both of those out. And then I do tend to like a gloss, so I'm going to pull this Buxom one in Celeste, and I also sometimes like to wear it over this. It's a pinky balm, and it's almost done. So I'm gonna pull both of these to wear together for more natural days. And then I'm gonna pull one warm tone lipstick. This is Lorac Pro in Autumn. It's really pretty. And it's very warm, terracotta-y kind of color. And then I am gonna pull one berry color, and this is Stila in Baka. I think I'm saying that correctly, Baka. And I realize I don't really have a cool tone color, but I think my cool tone color that I tend to pull for is Buxom's Dolly. And so it's just a pretty mauve color. Let's see. Can you see that? So I'll pull that. And that will be all she wrote for this month in September. So this is what I've pulled to use in the month of September. I think that it's a lot, but I'm actually very excited because while we were moving in like the end of July, most of the month of August, I didn't get to play with my makeup at all. Like most of it was packed away so that it made it here safely. And so I'm really excited to get a chance to play with it. So another thing that I want to do during this month is try to keep track of how many times I use things and just kind of generally watch myself a little bit closer when it comes to what products I enjoy using and how I use them. So I'll probably include that in the next month's update, like when I do my Shop My Stash for October, kind of give the information about maybe how many times I use things and if I manage to use all the shades in every one of these palettes. And so yeah, if you're excited for this kind of video, or if you like kind of Shop My Stash videos, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe, say hello in the comments. I'm dying to meet people while here in Sweden, and this is my attempt to be social. So thanks so much. Bye.